In this video, I argue that the sequence from A City of Silence uses indirect representation and frustrated voiceism to evoke the traumatic impact of the 228 incident without visually portraying its violence. Through careful formal restraint, the film constructs a cinematic language of absence, one that honors the ethical limits of representing trauma. The scene opens with an ominous stillness. A rooftop, a power pole, and the voice of broadcast claiming martial law ensures public safety, but the film is visually empty. No human figure confirms or challenges this claim. The use of negative space and off-screen absence introduces a tone of spectacle authority. Power speaks, but the people are ghosts. Within the movie, the domestic interior where a knock at the door interrupts the call. The broadcast continues, but the diegetic process feels increasingly detached from the visual field. When Wenqi appears, the film enters the realm of embodied silence. Communication unfolds through gestures and written words. The camera lingers not on speech, but the interstices between communications, the moment between thought and transcription. When Wenqi frantically sketches the violence, the beating, we don't see the attack itself. Instead, we see his slashing hand and troubling gestures. What Ho offers us not the trauma, but its affective residue. As Cassie Carus argues, trauma resists direct representation is not only through its aftermath. Ho visualizes the truth, the silence after, and the body that cannot speak. As many critics have noted, Ho's cinematic language resists narrative resolution. Long takes, static framing, and elliptic storytelling give form to the idea that trauma resists capture, not just aesthetically but structurally. What we witness is not dramatization of trauma, but a meditation on its afterimage. Then, a cut, while on a train, marked by latent suspicion, a stranger interrogates Wenqing's opinion. He stammers, Taiwan. Tension escalates until his friend intervenes by speaking Taiwanese. This moment becomes both a verbal identification and a political assertion. Language here functions as both a lifeline and a battlefield. Again, Ho withholds spectacle. No blood, just a fear, breath, and the breathless proximity of death. Wenqing returns home in silence. His gaze, though still, is dense with its implication of haunting continuity. Grief doesn't climax. It diffuses through mise-en-scène. Professor Ria reminds us that trauma may not be representable, not fully, not aesthetically, and yet, artists try, not to explain suffering, but to trace its echo. This is not a failure of impression, but an ethic of restraint. By refusing spectacle, Ho protects what cannot be fully shown, memory, silence, and the unresolved residue of grief. And in doing so, he also asks who gets to speak, whose body remains invisible, and why. If trauma leaves only silence, fragments, and gestures, then what kind of witness can we bear to become?